Hello everyone! Good evening!
May gabi.
Good evening.
Hello, it
Good
possible
evening,
for
everyone.
everyone to turn on their cameras para makita ta sa mga
Good evening.
faces. Good evening!
Good evening.
Pwede mag-turn on camera.
Alam sa
Possible.
pagbutang background.
Kaya na chat.
Asa pagbutang back?
Phone mo gamit? Hello? Okay ra ba ang tanan dira? How are you?
Musta yung
Okay,
adlaw,
How are you
guys?
guys?
Pero magipangdok pa ni mga tao diri. Oy,
Yes, gido ka na sa ni father.
Nasa Kojira.
Ay, kasuko dira partner.
di ko masukot partner.
Uy!
Sa partner na mga
Yes, partner na may karon.
Partner ni karon.
partner in crime.
Magsugod na ta?
So,
Magsugod na.
are we going to start na? So, daghan-daghan naman ta. So, hello everyone. Good evening. So, since we already attended the mass, we will proceed to our program. So, once again, good evening. How are you?
Musta ang dira tanan?
Excuse me,
Musta?
Van. Good evening. Thank you. So, nangaon na ba mo?
Wala
Ikaw
pa.
partner. Ikaw naka-partner?
Ayo, ano, partner pa full kay karon. Eh, wala pa partner. Wala pa ko digahon partner kay nagsabot ko ta na we will do our dinner virtually and magdungan ta. So, ikaw, how about you?
Ay, isang busog na ko partner eh. After Japan ko anak. Ready na sa dito para sa tong program karong gabi partner. Ikaw partner. Ready na sa ka?
Yes, ako sad, ready sad ko. But before we formally start our program, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Garnico Ilasida,
And I am Gerard Andrew Lerig.
and we are your MCs for tonight's program.
Which is the induction of the new officers in DBYC-Lawaan. So, partner, kung saan din siyang induction sa new officers sa ato DBYC?
So, mauni siya ang pag-welcome or introduce sa mga newly elected officers sa mga lead, ang mga mulit sa atong youth center pohon sa DBYC Lawaan. It is time for a change naman po, partner, di ba?
Correct ka partner, eh? Correct kayo, correct. It's time for a change. Good. Also, we're welcoming our new set of officers and core group members. We're also about to welcome a new school year, which is going to start this 29 for school year 2021-2022.
Yes. But before that, let us hand the floor over to our DBYC youth animator, Mr. Jovenel Alvarado, for our opening remarks. Good
Around
evening,
of
Kuya
applause,
Van.
everyone.
Hello, Kuya Van.
really sorry about that, guys.
Yes, okay,
Some
okay
technical
Pero
lang.
kay kuya,
difficulties.
pero kay kuya.
Alright, so go. So if one is to do good, he must have a little courage, be ready for sacrifice, deal affably, and with all never and all will never slight anybody. By following these methods, I have always had significant success. In fact, marvelous success. That was a quote coming from Saint John Bosco that is relatable to us young leaders today. We all need a little bit of courage and sacrifice to keep along with life. Mayong gabi ka natong tanan, and welcome to our first official virtual activity in the Bosco Youth Center Lawaan, which is this induction of officers, leaders, and animators. We are surely challenged by these setups, but by but my heart is really assured with you all, guys. I really trust you all, and I'm very happy, and I congratulate everyone first and foremost for this activity. So if you don't know anyone who is anyone proud of you, please know that I am prouder for each and every one. I can't wait to see you grow and be nurtured by our service by this school year, and I'm just excited through all our activities. I'm rooting for you all. Let's keep moving forward in our faith stronger. For the young people, youth serving you.
Yes, thank you for that, Kuya Van.
Salamat kayo, Kuya Banban, for that wonderful speech. Bisag naa pa to sa inyo normal partner, no? Continue gyud patang-grade sa itong mga kapatanunan.
Yes, correct jud ka dira, partner. So, before we get into our formal turnover ceremony, we will introduce to you the newly elected officers. And, usa na mi dito. So,
Usa na din niya na. Good.
next slide.
And welcome our new officers' personality, the core group, and the animators of DBYC-Lawaan.
And we will start with our first modality, which is the Biblos. For the position of president, we have Miss Luella Pacada. And yours truly, Karen Nicole Ilasida, as your vice president. Miss Daniela Daline Paredes as your secretary. And Miss Nestle Jean Java as your treasurer.
Moving on towards the Knights of the Altar modality, starting with our president, Van Villason. For the vice president, me, Gerard Andrew Leren. For secretary, we have Chito Angelo Inosante. Last, for our treasurer, Christian Labareos Quintito.
And for the next modality, which is the lilies of the altar, we have Miss Charil Artiliano for the president. Miss Ivy La Rosa as your vice president. Next is Miss Caril Ann Edelandes as your secretary. And Miss Jenny Cabanas as your treasurer.
And now we have the Young Saints Choir modality, starting off with the president, Miss Krista Lastimosa. Miss Ana Cabradilla for the vice president. Miss Olive Ann Sanico for secretary. Last, Mr. Hersley Roblon for treasurer.
And for the Savio Friends Club, we have Mr. Rafael Tagsakala as your president. Mr. Bench Lawrence Mabala as your vice president. Next is Dave Alizur Bass as your secretary. And Mr. Jimwell Peñaranda as your treasurer.
For our core group, we have Miss Leona Jean Villanueva as our president. Miss Mary Crystal Oflas as our vice president. Miss Abigail Salandron as the secretary. Miss Trisha Mariel Abellana as the treasurer. Last, not least, Mr. Vincent Ochea as the auditor. Dili pa dito last day. Napay ko ka. Mr. Arjan Dinagit as the PIO. And we have Ms. Johannes Cabaniero as the PIO.
Next, let us introduce to you our animators. First, we have Mr. Quendale Heraldes as your COA animator. Next, Mr. Nico Punay also as your COA animator. Next, we have Mr. John Lorenzo Oflas, also your COA animator. Mr. Jari Laborte, your choir animator. And Mr. Victor Sarte as your choir animator. We also have here Mr. Arthur Lastimosa Jr. as your Sabio animator. Next is Miss Trisha Mariel Abellana as your animator. We also have Mary Crystal Oflas as your Bibless animator. And the last but not the least, Mr. Jovanil Alvarado as the DBYC Youth Animator.
Now that we have welcomed our officers, we shall now have our turnover ceremony to be led by both Miss Leona Jane Villanueva and Mr. Juvenil Alvarado.
Alright, thank you very much to our MC, to our dynamic MC. Alright, sige na ba si Leona? Ready na ba ni si Leona? Malion, are you there?
Hello.
Alright.
Leona.
Ay, nana?
I delay. Calling for Beijing. Ate Leona, are you there?
Ate Leona Jane Villanueva.
I think she's experiencing some technical problems. Si Ate Leona?
Wala siya. Hindi.
Wala siya very sa atong. So, kinsa may naadiri nga pwede maka...
Ate May. Ikaw Ate May. Nara Ate Leona.
Yeah, she's here. That's a Tarapayo.
Kuyawan ko Malion. Kuya, bikin yung mga pangutanan diri ha, ito mga pangutanan diri sa pizza, pinaboy abunda ni nga style. Joke. Okay, sige. Let's go na. Alright. Leona Jane Villanueva, you have been elected president of this new chapter of the Don Bosco Youth Center, Lawaan. It will be your duty to preside at meetings and to function in every respect as your DBYC president. It will be your duty to guide the officers and leaders in developing the youth center's aims and objectives. You are charged with the responsibility for the proper functioning of all committees and sodalities. You should at all times be watchful for activities, projects, programs, income-generating programs, which will be helpful to our officers and animators and members. In the last analysis, the ultimate success This organization not only rests in your hands, but the rest of the hands of the DBYC-Lawaan officers, leaders, and core groups. Don't worry, we all got you. Now, are you prepared to take the oath of office as president of the DBYC?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Alright, so please raise your right hand and recite the oath of office.
In the presence of honored guests and the members here assembled, I, Leon Jane Villanueva, do solemnly promise and pledge that I will faithfully execute the duties to DBYC to the best of my knowledge and ability, to commit myself to the DBYC's Code of Ethics, further the objectives of this chapter, and assume full responsibility for this honorable organization.
The authority vested in me, I now proclaim Leona Jane Villanueva as the new DBYC president. Congratulate upon your election. Congratulations, ma.
Okay.
Bro, virtual lang sa. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, te!
Congratulations, Leon.
So, grabe kaayo ang atong mga new sets of officers, no? Fresh from the oven kaayo.
Grabe, pas grabe, eh. Fresh, di kayo. Sila mo continue update sa atong mga young people sa youth center. But before that partner, no, we shall have our oath taking, which indicates the commitment of our new officers to their new responsibilities for this upcoming school year.
Yes, we should go to our oath taking. So, may I request our Vice President, Ms. Crystal Aflas, to lead the oath taking ceremony.
Members of the school center have honored each of you by electing you as their leaders for these school terms in your respective office. You have accepted the responsibility to fulfill the duties of the offices to which you have been elected, and therefore, before you assume those duties, I ask each one of you to take the following steps. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Nico Harold Tunay. Sandra Inmediato.
Gerard Andrew Leren,
Stan Labarejo Sinquito.
Charles Arguillero.
Ivy La Rosa. Karil Anegoliantes.
Hertley Fernandez Sublan.
Alivan M. Sanico.
Jare A. Laborte.
Victor Sarta,
Leona Jane Villanueva.
Maria Abigail Lincoln Ron. Joanes Caballero.
Having been duly elected an officer of this new center, pledge myself to conduct the duties of a DBYC leader to the best of my ability and understanding. I will abide by and enforce the bylaws of the consent and devote all the time I can to the welfare and objectives of this new center.
ladies and gentlemen, our new officers and pastoral animator of Don Bosco Formation Center Lawaan. Salesian Youth Movement. Michael A. Sabal for the good night talk.
Hello, good evening. May gabi. Kumusta?
Good evening, Dad.
Good evening, Father.
Good evening, Mother.
I am live from my room because because of this quarantine. Yeah. So, beloved DBYC-Lawaan leaders and animators, good evening and congratulations on your induction. We have scheduled this induction some Sundays ago during the 6 p.m. Mass. Pero apan tungod sa mga kakulian nga dili mapugngan, it did not materialize. But you have not given up and thought of a way to pursue this event no matter what happens, even despite the pandemic. Months ago, we have slowly been going back to our usual DBYC activities and gatherings. We are even able to have the leaders camp and the DBYC outing. But I believe we are asked this time to pause for a while. Paspas ra kaayo ta. Busy na kaayo ta while the rest of the world has been battling with an invisible enemy, the virus. But let us not give up. Our event this evening is a manifestation na magpadayon gihapon ang DBYC in another way, in a more creative yet challenging way. I know you can do this, you can do this. To be honest, I salute and admire your persistence and determination. These are Bosconian values. These are manifestations of the Salesian youth spirituality, especially that of joy and optimism rooted in our friendship with Jesus, seen in our responsible service. Ayaw kabalaka, mahuman rin ni ang tanan o mabalik na sa normal in the future. But for now, walang saan ni ang mode sa atong DBYC. Once again, on behalf of the Salesian community of DBFC, we congratulate you, the leaders and animators of DBYC-Lawaan, looking forward to your living the SYM's motto, youth serving youth. Good night and God bless.
Thank you so much for Vince.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much for the Vince.
Thank you, Dad.
For that night talk.
Thank you,
Ready na kayo ko para sa news ko.
Thank you, Dad.
Right? Ikaw, partner. Ready na ka? Ready na ka? Ready na ka para sa challenge na mo lead sa youth in the new normal?
Yes, but actually, honestly, I'm a bit nervous for this one because, as we all know, this is such a big commitment. So, I realized that when am I going to take this risk and when am I going to challenge myself? So, maybe it's time for us to grow as a leader, and not just a leader but also as a person. Kaya we know Don Bosco is not just something na limited experience, diba? So, I know and I hope we will all grow together as a person, and I hope we will enjoy this journey of being leaders. So, kita-kits lang ta niya tapohon, and bisan we are in the new normal kay we were able to do this induction. So, kanilang sa, diba? Mahuman na dyan yung tanan.
Mahuman na din yung tanan.
Yes.
So, heartwarming about to partner, right? Yes, partner. You are absolutely correct. We will embark on this journey together and continue the responsibilities of our former leaders. Kita-kita lang tayo sa itong mga future activities sa umabot na mga months, mga semana.
Yes.
Yan na. Our duo ng Timeo, fear no hardship. And that is the end of our program. Once again, I am Gerard Andrew Lerin.
And I am Karen Nicole A. Lasida, signing off.
Off.
Good night, everyone, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Come on.